So I am what the fuck?
We're together, sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Everything that's wonderful is what I feel when we're together.
I can't even start my car. What the hell? Yeah. So all right. My damn earring came out. Y'all, what's up? Like, it's not working. It's not powering on. My car won't start. Whatever. What the ever? What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Affirmation Sesh. It's your girl, Marsha, aka MM Dulce. And yeah, no flowers this time. No cute makeup. I mean, no even fro. It's eyebrows ain't done because we in quarantine. It's looking kind of rough. It's looking kind of rough. My car won't start. I don't know what any of these lights and symbols mean. I don't know why it happened because I feel like my battery was fine. I got an oil change not too long ago. I replaced my battery, I think, like a year ago. So I'm like, today, I mean, with all of this considered, I think this was the perfect opportunity in the thick of what I'm going through to share and talk to you guys about the power of surrender, and what I think surrender looks like and why it's important. So surrender to me means to just let go and to accept what is. Like saying it is what it is, and not in a negative aspect where you're being pessimistic about what may come or what may not come, but just truly just acknowledging what is the present situation. So my car won't even my car won't even. I didn't know your horn doesn't work when your car won't. I can't even. Okay. So in this situation, as we can see, my car is not working. And what are my options? Well, honestly, my car is just not working. I had intentions on going somewhere and looks like now I'm not, right? On the bright side, I still have a car. I am at home. I am not in any danger. And I have the finances to take care of whatever the problem is, whether it's my alternator, starter, whatever. And I'm not saying this to say, oh, if you have issues, you need to get over your issues, because, you know, some people don't have their finances in order to take care of emergencies and whatnot. But when I think about what it means to surrender, it means to just let what is be. And I think we create a lot of resistance and we create a lot of drama and unnecessary anger, anxiety, and just bad juju when we fight what is. Y'all, my car is not cutting on. What sense does it make beating at the wheel, screaming at other people, getting upset about something that is not going to change with all of those reactions? I think over time I have learned that the best thing that I can do is just shrug. Literally that. Like, that has been the healthiest reaction that I have ever had in life. And it's just to shrug like, well, all right, well, what now? And I think that is such an important mindset to have. I will talk about this to the day I die, having a what now what mentality reminds me to, one, to not dwell on what's already happened. Two, it reminds me to stay proactive and to acknowledge the present situation so that I can figure out what's the next best step. I think the first time I ever really understood what it meant to surrender, I was in a car accident. And I was pissed, like anyone would be, right? When things happen to us that we don't expect. I was pissed, and the guy was uninsured. He had a kid in the car. It was just so many things wrong with the situation, right? But in being upset and waiting for the cops to come, because, we called the police and all the other stuff, and I'm pulled over on the side of the road, I looked over to the left at the rest of the highway, and it was business as usual. People were still going about their day, vroom, vroom, vroom on the highway. And it reminded me that life goes on. No matter what happens to us, life literally continues. And I was like, I literally stopped crying. And I was just like, And it was the weirdest sense of peace and calm I've ever had. Because here I am on the side of the highway. My car's been hit by some uninsured jackass. And nothing ever happened with that, by the way. No retribution, no nothing. It was also in that same moment where I realized, yo, it's okay. Like, it happened. Now what? I think I was able to just accept it. It's so weird. I think in our culture, we spend so much time fighting the things that happen to us or have happened to us and resisting, the truth, resisting the present, resisting our bad situations that we're in, when it's so much healthier to acknowledge how we got there, acknowledge that it just happened, and think about what we can do now that'll help us propel forward. I was talking to my girl, Crystal. I was like, yeah, girl, my car won't start. And she was like, you said that so chill. And I was just like... Because it is what it is. I'm like, I guess my car won't start. I guess I just got to figure out what to do. I don't know. I feel like this is like the biggest life hack ever, because I literally just learned to accept the present. This is my present situation right now. I hit up my brother because I remember that I have AAA with him. So I guess we'll just figure it out. Now, surrendering honestly sounds easier said than it is done, until you can just come to terms with the present. If you do not understand the power of the present, and if you do not understand how important it is to be present and to be conscious, I think it's always going to sound easier said than done to just get over things and just to, shrug it off, like how I'm shrugging off my car not starting right now. Like, yeah, I am a little annoyed on a basic level. Like, I'm not happy. I'm not like jolly, and I'm not like excited that my car won't start, by no means. I'm just also not super frustrated, super upset, because I'm like, okay, well, it's a car. It's a piece of metal with some electrical system, some oil, and some other shit. I don't know how cars work, but it's an imperfect thing. And I guess these things are bound to happen to cars, just like the same way people, get sick or can, switch up on you. I mean, these things happen. I don't want to come off super nonchalant as though I don't understand frustrations that people go through. But I really think if we can all just start with surrender, if we can all just sit sometimes in situations and just accept that something, mildly traumatic or whatever just happened to us, I think we'd be in such a better place, because we'd at least stop resisting and stop fighting. Like, there's nothing I can do as much. Do y'all hear that? That's only further upsetting me, honestly. So it's like, truly, to master the art of surrender, you need to take in what has happened. So you need to reflect. You need to acknowledge where you are presently with the situation. And then next, think about proactive ways to not combat what just happened, because you can't stop something that's already happened from happening. It's already happened. It's literally, you can't stop a past situation. Sometimes you can't undo or stop certain things, but just acknowledge it and think about, okay, well, what next? What is the next best thing to do? Like, I don't know if any of that makes sense. I don't know if this video makes sense. I think when you surrender, you open yourself up to have more peace in life, because you are no longer resisting what is. You're not resisting what was either. You are just in a space where you are just accepting the way the dice have been rolled. You're accepting the cards that you've been handed. So surrendering doesn't even, surrender is not even contingent on what you do next. It's what you do right now. I think that's what people have a hard time doing, accepting the situation, accepting the fact that someone just got sick, accepting the fact that they just lost their job, accepting the fact that they are in hardship. And I'm not saying it as though this is an easy thing to do, but sometimes it is the only thing we should do, Surrendering to your situation does not mean you turn into this negative person that gives up and you're just like, oh. Surrender does not mean I quit. Surrender does not mean you give into your life situation. It means you accept where you are with life. This whole car not working thing, this ain't a forever thing. This is a temporary thing, but I accept it. I'm not fighting it. I'm not yelling at the situation. The situation is not going to move. I need to move. And I think that is where a lot of people that's where people should start. For example, with my car situation right now, with my car not working, surrendering doesn't mean I give in and I, feel like a loser because my car won't start. Surrender doesn't mean I pity myself because my car won't start. Surrender doesn't mean I look for pity in others because my car won't start. Surrender literally means, okay, my car won't start. That's literally it. I mean, you can be frustrated about it, but frustration doesn't change anything about it. Not to say that frustration isn't a normal reaction from frustrating situations like this, but realize that your emotions, allow them to pass through, but don't allow them to take root. Because if frustration takes root in my situation, I will not be thinking clearly enough to make the next call, which is to AAA or to a mechanic to help me with my car. You have to remember that surrender helps you stay grounded in the present because you're not fighting what's happening to you. You're accepting it and being smart about what the next move is. A boxer in a ring does not obsess or, stress and dwell on the punch that landed on their cheek, left cheek or whatever, in the last round. They're thinking, okay, now what? Let me stay on my toes. Stay on your feet. Remember that in life. It is so much better to be present and in the now where things can actually happen rather than stress about what happened 20 days ago, 20 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 seconds ago. You have to stay in the present. And to do that, you have to surrender. You have to accept what happened to you in order to move forward, in order to reach a resolution and have peace. Surprisingly, I'm annoyed a little bit, but I'm good because it is what it is. And I can just focus on what's next instead of dwelling on it and making it seem like, ugh, woe is me, stupid car won't work, can't even honk my horn. Nah. So guys, just remember there is power in just surrendering. There is power in accepting where you are in life. It doesn't mean you have to be content if you are not happy with your current situation. Surrendering has nothing to do with your feelings and emotions and how satisfied you are. It has everything to do with the energy of peace, with the energy of not resisting what is, because what is just is. Like, it literally is. Like, this is my situation. I can't fight the situation and undo it in any kind of way, but I can be a present, acknowledge it, be like, okay, hey, car has an issue. Cool. Not the best thing, but what are we going to do about it? Let's be proactive. And sure, you might call that optimistic. I call it proactive. Let's move on to the solution. Let's get there. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to try and undo it. There's really nothing I can do to. I don't know what to do. This is outside of, I'm also acknowledging that this is outside of my realm of expertise. I know nothing about cars, and I surrender that. I'm not going to fight that. I'm not going to be upset with myself about that. And I'm just going to do the next best thing. I've spilled a smoothie in my car before, and while I got upset for like a quick minute, like, God damn, after a while, guess what? The smoothie is still spilling. Like, the smoothie is still, and that stain is literally right there. Like, I really need to get this detailed because I tried to, it didn't work out. But at the end of the day, it's like you have to remember that some things just will be, and there's some things that are just not worth fighting, and some things you just need to surrender to. And it does not, and again, surrendering does not mean give into your situation as if it's final. Ain't nothing about this final, honey, because I'm gonna be going to Dollar Tree. Y'all know I'm obsessed with Dollar Tree. I'll be right back up and running soon. It's just, I'm just accepting that, all right, it happened. Hopefully this helped. Until next time, guys, love and light.